Hey everybody, how you doing? Getting ready for the holiday? I did some shopping today, except that I came home, realized I forgot a few things. What else is new? And one of them was on my list. Can I read? I guess I can't read anymore. Anyways, Tricia the Knitting Lady, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. And this channel is just a whole bunch of silliness. I talk about all types of things. I also knit and I crochet. And I talk about history, trivia, jokes once in a while. This is supposed to be just entertainment. Hopefully we don't get serious on this channel. I don't want to get serious. So, I had to run out before. It's evening now, it's after 7 p.m. and look for the Christmas star. Remember tonight the two planets are close together, Jupiter and Saturn. Well, it's a good thing my neighbors are out there and they pointed it out to me because I would have never known that was it. I could have got a better look at it if I went down and looked at it to the river, which is a couple blocks away. I live near the Cape Fear River in Wilmington, North Carolina, but I'm not strolling around at night anymore. So I saw it. It was good, you know, always interesting. So I have my Lumberjack shirt on. I call this my Lumberjack shirt. I like plaid shirts, but I always think of that song from Monty Python. Can't even talk. Monty Python. You can say it, Patricia. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. Some of you are thinking, all right, she's gone. She's definitely gone. I always like Monty Python. I remember the first time I saw Monty Python, I was going to school in England and my classmates introduced me to Monty Python. That was in 1972. I was an exchange student in England. So some of you might be trying to figure out on your calculator, or you're better at math. How old is this lady? Well, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I like to have fun. So, what's the trivia for today? Samuel L. Jackson, the actor, was born on this day in 1948. On this day in 1970, Elvis Presley met with President Nixon, Richard Nixon, in the Oval Office to discuss fighting drugs, which is kind of a joke because what did Elvis Presley die of? Overdose. Sad. I have the same birthday as Elvis Presley. Yay for the king. And for anybody that knows anything about jets, Bill Lear, the founder of the Lear Jet Company, also was the inventor of the 8-track cartridge tape system. Remember 8-track cartridges? They were popular in the 70s, but became less popular in the 80s because of cassette tapes. I never had a 8-track cartridge system. My brother did in his car. I never did. But he invented it. In fact, the man, he was born 1902, died in 1978. He had over 120 patents. He was really quite interesting. So he had founded the Lear Jet Corporation, a manufacturer of business jets. So I went looking. I'm always doing some, looking things up, some research. I love research. How much does a Lear jet cost? Just in case anybody wants one. Well, we're talking about at least 18 million. But you can get a Cessna for cheaper. Just in case any of you are interested, you don't know what to buy somebody for Christmas, why not a jet? So when I become rich and famous, maybe I'll get my own jet. I don't think so. But also, today is Crossword Puzzle Day. It's the birthday of crossword puzzles. The first one was published on this day, December 21st, 1913, in New York World. And journalist Arthur Wynne from Liverpool receives credit for the invention of crossword puzzles. So, I don't know, I like crossword puzzles. So, the New York Times is very famous for their crossword puzzles. But initially, they refused to offer crossword puzzles in their paper because they thought it was a sinful waste of time. But they changed their mind after the start of World War II because they thought it would be a good idea to occupy people's minds and give them something to do in case a blackout occurred. So then they became offering New York the crossword puzzles every day. They're not the easiest crossword puzzles, that's for sure. I used to buy the New York Times every day. Now we're talking, this is good 30 years ago. You know, everything, gotta remember I'm older. So I have a lot of stories to tell. People don't always believe me. They say, oh, come on, you're making that up. No, I'm not, as a matter of fact. But I used to, before I got into finance, I used to work for law firms. As secretary, as someone would say, well, you would be a legal assistant now. Yes, I would be. But that's what I used to work at, different law firms. And I used to work for one law firm in Newark, New Jersey, outside of Penn Station. I used to take the bus every day because I lived about 3 miles away. And it was much more reasonable cost-wise to take a bus than it was to drive in there. So I had my New York Times crossword puzzle with me every day, and I'd be sitting there waiting for the bus to come, trying to figure out the puzzle. And I met this man who might have been homeless. I never questioned him. We got into this long conversation about doing the puzzle. So I would bring him a copy of the puzzle every day and the solution from the day before. And I remember a couple of my coworkers saw me talking to this man. I never asked him what happened to him, how he became homeless, or, you know, he used to hang around the bus terminal. As far as I'm concerned, he was a nice man, intelligent, you know. He used to complete that puzzle. It makes you wonder what happens, how someone with that kind of mind winds up in the situations they do. And I remember my coworker saying to me, how can you talk to him? I said, there's nothing wrong with him. He's not bothering me. We're talking about crossword puzzles. But after a while, I didn't see him anymore. You know, I hope, I mean, it's been so many years, he might not even still be alive, but I hope he had a good life. But that was my story with the New York Times crossword puzzle. And that's about it. There's nothing more to talk about. I'm just trying to think, how am I going to get everything done before Friday? I guess I will. I don't have any more work to do so far. Of course, I keep checking my email every day to see if I don't have a surprise. But so far, so good. So everybody have a good night. And if I see a cheap jet on sale, I'll let everybody know. All right? Okay. Bye now.